5 free plays for Saturday coming right up. A reminder, go ahead, smash that like button whenever you agree. Going to start in soccer for our first one over in Spain. It's the final match week of the La Liga season. Perhaps the most intriguing part of this afternoon's La Liga slate is finding out who will be the third team that gets relegated. Leganés needs to defeat Real Valladolid and have Espanyol not defeat Las Palmas in order to stay up. Here's the thing, though. Leganés, who obviously is not a good team because they're in the relegation fight, -1.5 against Real Valladolid. Now, Valladolid is clearly the worst team in recent La Liga history. We understand this. I've talked about it before on the program. Their relegation was confirmed weeks ago. However, Leganés should not be -1.5 against anybody. The only reason they are here is the must-win nature of the match. But as we know, must-win does not necessarily equal will win. And in this case, we're fine as long as Valladolid does not lose by more than one goal. And guess what? Leganés have not won any match by more than one goal since, drumroll please, October 27th. That was a long time ago. We were still in the middle of football season. American football, that is. There's also the scenario where Espanyol is beating Las Palmas, a score you know Leganés will be monitoring, and they become demoralized. Both matches take place simultaneously, 12:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Now that I've explained the entire relegation battle in La Liga to you, what you need to know, take Real Valladolid +1.5. Moving to baseball, I've got 3 totals for you on Saturday. The first is under 8.5 in Giants Nationals. This is a 4:05 Eastern start from our nation's capital. Giants won yesterday's series opener in shutout fashion, 4-0. Pretty interesting that they were actually underdogs on the money line. Today, Giants are they're $1.40 favorites. Nationals had won 5 straight prior to the loss. Maybe that had something to do with them being favored going into yesterday's game. But after being shut out, I don't see the Nationals lineup doing much against lefty Kyle Harrison and the Giants' top-ranked bullpen. Yes, the lowest ERA of any bullpen in baseball. That's what the Giants can claim. But flip side, San Francisco's lineup has not scored more than 4 runs any of its last 6 games. The under on 8.5 is becoming quite juiced here. I would not play it any lower than 8.5. Did you see the Rockies beat the Yankees yesterday? Yep, it was 3-2 with the Rockies cashing as huge +240 underdogs on the money line. In case you were wondering, the last time the Rockies won back-to-back games, that was May 1st. But they have not beaten a team twice in the same series all season. That is quite eye-opening indeed. Today, the Rockies are huge +280 underdogs on the money line. I like the under, 10.5. I'd play this down to 10. The Rockies are facing Max Fried, so it's highly unlikely they're going to score many runs here. Fried has not allowed more than 2 runs in any of his 10 starts thus far. So this under really boils down to the Rockies pitching staff keeping the Yankees lineup in check. Fortunately for us, Kyle Freeland will be starting for the home team. Freeland has gone 5 or more innings while allowing 3 runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4 starts. By the way, this game, as well as Giants Nationals, both get underway shortly after 4 p.m. Eastern. 7:15 Eastern on Fox. We have the Dodgers versus the Mets. On yesterday's edition of the Power 5, I told you to take the over in the series opener between these teams. That cash, thanks to a little ninth inning rally by the Mets. Dodgers ended up winning the game, though, 7-5 in extras. Let's go back to the well with the over again, set at 8.5. Tony Gonsolin has not been particularly effective for the Dodgers. David Peterson goes for the Mets. Of course, by now you all know my thoughts on him. Remember something, though, I said yesterday, and that's this Mets bullpen has been faltering of late due to injuries. The Dodgers are the second highest scoring team in all of baseball, so over 8.5 there. Finally, in the NBA, a must-win situation for the Timberwolves as they return home down 0-2 in the Western Conference Finals versus Oklahoma City. I'll back the T-Wolves in the first half money line because teams coming home for Game 3 of a best-of-7 series in the NBA playoffs, down 0-2, are 64% against the spread in the first half. Odds makers keenly aware of this, and it's a pick 'em price, essentially, so that's why we're going to play Minnesota on the money line in the first half. They played well in the first halves of the first 2 games in OKC, even leading in Game 1. I think they're ahead going into the break again tonight. Recap time here of Saturday's Power 5. We started in La Liga, where we are holding our nose and taking Real Valladolid +1.5. Then in moving to baseball, I like the under 8.5 in Giants Nationals, the under 10.5 in Yankees Rockies, and the over 8.5 in Dodgers Mets. In the NBA playoffs, Minnesota money line in the first half. Comment down below with your thoughts on today's selections. Then head on over to wt.buzz/BP, where I am looking to get back on track. May has not been kind, but the first 4 months of 2025 were. If you'd like to get on board long term and you want to be a part of what we were doing the first 4 months of the year, you can do that for less than $5 per day. You get every pick from me now through Labor Day. Well, I've been terrible the last 3 days. It's a good time to buy low, considering I should have profit each of those first 4 months, January, February, March, and April. That is going to do it for Saturday's edition of the Power 5. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you've clicked subscribe, and until next time, let's cash some tickets.